We're way more logical than this when we do our science.
Yes.
I promise.
I do remember when that came out, a bunch of my friends were like, nah, we're not going into the ocean for a bit.
So since you guys are both experts in all things shark, today we're going to show you a few rankings all around sharks that were ranked by the public. And we're going to see if you think the public nailed this or if they need a bit of a re-rank.
Excellent. Bring it on.
The first thing we're going to look at is these are the best shark movies ever made, again, as voted by the public.
So at number 10, we've got The Shallows. Number 9, we've got Shark Night. Number 8, we've got Bait 3D. 7, we've got Soul Surfer. And 6, we have The Reef.
Coming in at number 5, Finding Nemo. Number 4, Open Water. Number 3, Jaws 2. Number 2, Deep Blue Sea. And number 1, surprisingly, is Jaws.
Okay, so this is what the public thinks, but we are here for what you think.
Okay, so how do we feel about Jaws being number 1?
Well, look, I'm happy to keep Jaws number 1 because I have to credit that movie with becoming a good swimmer because it scared me so much as a kid. I sprinted through the deep end of the swimming pool. It's hard to knock that as the number 1. Even though I'm a little ambivalent about the effect it had on people's relationship with sharks.
It's funny though, because a lot of our colleagues say that Jaws is actually the reason they went into shark science. So it's really polarizing. I don't know if I think Deep Blue Sea should be number 2.
Well, I have to admit it would be high on my list though, because any movie that apparently it looked like Samuel L. Jackson thought it was such a train wreck he wanted out and they had to rewrite it to get him eaten in the first 15 minutes. How can you beat that? But I was certainly entertained by genetically modified sharks. Personally, I would put Open Water kind of up there at number 2 for freaking me out. So
yes, Open Water. I do remember when that came out, a bunch of my friends were like, nah, we're not going into the ocean for a bit. And then 3 is Jaws 2, etc.
I'd probably put The Shallows next.
Yeah, that one was a good one. I think The Shallows and then Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, I'm good with that. If you want to go to number 10, I love Finding Nemo. It's not a shark movie. So
No.
It would not have been in my top 10 shark movies just because I wouldn't have even thought that it was a shark movie. No offense to Pixar and the fans. Love the movie, not a shark movie.
Yep. Soul Surfer, how
much was that a shark movie again?
well, that's the thing. I feel
The
like
shark
that one
was-
should be at number 9 because the
Yeah.
shark was there for 4 minutes at most.
I am happy to agree with that. It's the Soul Surfer Finding Nemo rule of not enough shark time.
I think The Reef is good at number 6.
We're way more logical than this when we do our science.
Yes.
I promise.
I do feel like Bait 3D should get some points for the name because it's catchy, but also Shark Night was kind of like a rip-off of Jaws, but in a lake.
Or was it a ripoff of Lake Placid only with sharks?
Yes. I think keeping Bait 3D and Shark Night how they are is pretty good if Mike agrees.
I'm there.
So we have this new list you guys have put together. You guys feel good about this list?
Yeah?
I feel good.
Perfect. So I have to ask, is this list locked?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Now we're going to switch up our lists. We're going to show you guys a ranking of the scariest types of sharks in the world.
Okay, coming in at number 10 is the blue shark. At number 9, black-tip shark. Number 8, bronze whaler. Number 7, hammerhead shark. Number 6, sand tiger shark.
We've got number 5, the oceanic white tip. Number 4, the short fin mako shark. Number 3, the great white shark. Number 2, the tiger shark. And number 1, the bull shark. Looking at this list, it kind of looks like people are going by almost most dangerous in regards to biting. That's kind of what I'm getting off of the top 3.
I'd be tempted to rank this as the most dangerous sharks. I'm good with bull shark at number 1. One of the few species of sharks that'll attack things about their own body size. I'm good with bull shark at 1.
Yeah, I like bull shark at number 1.
Not tiger shark at number 2.
No, do you know what? I'd either do great white or oceanic white tip.
Just from some of the stories I've heard, I'd be tempted to put oceanic white tip number 2 for being scary. Because great white shark, you got your eye on them. They're probably not going to do anything. Would be more scared than oceanic white tip.
So yeah, I'd put oceanic white tip as number 2 and great white as number 3.
I agree. I think the sand tiger goes at the bottom for me because they are just so chill. They're not, unless you put your hand in their mouth, they're not going to bite you.
No, they're super chill.
So you agree with that? You're going to put sand tiger at 10?
Yeah. Definitely.
I might have to put tiger shark at 4 just for their size and potential, because we do know they do bite people. Anything that can get to be more than 15 feet long with those teeth and that eats big things kind of has to be in the top 5.
Well, I was gonna say for number 9, hammerheads have such tiny mouths.
Yeah, and they got that big head. If they come close, you just put your hand out and push them away. Great hammerheads are big and they can seem scary because they go fast, but still, that's one of the species that I don't hesitate to be in the water with.
I don't know if I'd put blacktip as number 9. I think I'd still put hammerhead as number 9, but I'd put blacktip as 8.
Yep, I'd probably almost go to 7, the blue shark.
I was gonna say they're quite cute.
I definitely call short fin makos more scary, and probably put them at 5 on this list.
Definitely. I like that list.
Is this list locked?
Lock it in.
Yes.
What we have for you guys now to do is you guys are going to put together your very own ranking. This is going to be shared on ranker.com, and you guys are going to be ranking your top 5 ways to prevent a shark attack.
This is the problem with shark attacks. They're so infrequent, you can't really do much science on them to say this causes that. It's really our best guesses in a lot of cases. Number 1, it seems crazy, but it's going to be, maybe this is number 2, is don't swim in a chum slick. It is impressive how many bites happen where people swimming around where people are fishing or even fishing for sharks. So you would think that would be self-explanatory, but that needs to be on this list somewhere, I think.
I thought you were going to say don't swim in the ocean. I was going to be like, yes, that is definitely...
We do have some places around the world where shark populations are rebounding, and there are places and times of year where we know it would be dangerous to get in because there are a lot of white sharks there, for example. I think number 1 is pay attention to local advice.
Yes.
Because people around the world are doing a lot of work to help keep people safe. Swimming alone, probably the vast majority of times it's not going to be a problem, but chances are going to go down if there's a group, and you're going to be more scary to even a big shark if you're in a group. So I'd put that one there.
I think another one is for us ladies, don't wear any shiny jewelry. A lot of times it's not something that a lot of people think of, but it is kind of now a fashion thing to go in with shiny bracelets or bits on your swimsuit, and it can sometimes look like fish scales, and if the water's murky to the shark, it might look like a lone fish, and they'll be like, oh, there we go.
Dawn and dusk are times where predators tend to be active. Avoiding what some biologists would call the predation hour, was the kind of thing that would probably make sense. When it comes down to it, what affects the number of shark attacks the most is how many people are in the water overall. And so there's more likelihood of a random encounter if there are more people in the water.
Finally, you guys are both a part of Nat Geo's SharkFest. What was it like getting to be an expert on these exciting shows?
For me, it's always exciting, no matter what the documentary is, to be able to share passion about these animals, hopefully do some good for the oceans, and probably more than that, to inspire the next generation and a broader generation, not just of shark enthusiasts and scientists, but just people who care about the environment, want to do something to help it.
It is always just a privilege to be able to get out in the water, get out with these animals, see them in their natural habitat and how they're behaving, and, sit back and be like, wow, they're so incredible. I hope that people who watch our shows are intrigued, that they're inspired to do a little bit more research on these animals, and who knows, maybe join the ranks of being shark scientists in a few years.
Thanks for watching this episode of ReRank.
Tune into SharkFest on Nat Geo Wild and Disney+.
Thanks everybody for watching.